I'm the highest in the room. Hope I make it out of here. We ain't stressing about the loot. My block made a quesadilla. This not the molly, this the boot. Ain't no coming back from here. Little life, a life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 28 of Dominator Raw Sports Talk. For today's special guest, we have the very talented, the highly skilled, the 6'4", Dodge City defensive end / outside linebacker, Mr. Jonathan Porter. Welcome to the show, man.
What's up?
Nothing much, man. We appreciate you coming on, and so just tell us how you and your family doing during this pandemic.
Man, we good. It's a little weird staying inside. Can't work out, but we all doing good.
It's good, man. It's good to hear. With that being said, Mr. Netterville, the floor is now yours.
So from watching your film, take me back to your high school career, your senior year when you had 91 tackles, 15 sacks, 29 tackles for loss. What did you tell yourself going into your senior season to achieve that goal?
I just had to top last season. That was just always my goal, top every season. Junior year we won a state championship, so I had to just top the seniors. That was really it.
When I see you play, I see a whole lot of art key in you. The height, the reach, the way you use basic fundamentals, your speed. Is there a player in the NFL that you model your game after?
Myles Garrett, he just long. He uses length and the way he turns the corners. That's how I watch most of the time. That's really it.
What skills have you learned in high school that's helping you out so much on collegiate level?
Pretty much going to linebacker. I played mostly the end of high school. But going to linebacker, my high school coach, Coach Blake, really helped me work on my patience. Because, at the end, you're doing it every play. Linebacker, you got to drop back, you got to sit, watch for things. So just my patience. And that's pretty much all I got to really still work on. I got to be patient. I've been trying to make it play a little too fast.
And at what age did you develop a strong passion for football?
I always loved football since I was small. I used to, my grandpa was a football coach, so when I was small, I used to run through the house with the helmet and shoulder pads on.
What
Noah in Reserve? Noah Park?
No.
It's Noah Park. They closed down now, but he was the football coach, head football coach for Noah for a bunch of years. He brought a bunch of players through the parish. My grandpa adjusted the piece, so like players come through, and when they see him outside, they say, "Oh, Coach Mitchell." He always people always run into him. "Oh yeah, your grandpa coached me. Your grandpa the reason I played football. This and that." So,
can you please tell the world how much film do you watch and why studying film is very important?
I watch a bunch of film, especially in college. We have a requirement on how much film to watch. If not, in college we have to take tests before each game. So before you even travel, you gotta take a test. And if you don't know if the quarterback, if his ring finger looks like he gripped the ball more than any other finger, if you don't know that, you're not traveling. So high school, I watched a bunch of film. Coach Walt really pushed it a lot to watch film. He monitored everything, and I had early release for my senior year, so I watched film after I get out of class. I watch films to practice. So.
What is your preferred position, and why you prefer to play that position?
I'm kind of starting to like linebacker, but DN has always been my favorite position, just hand-to-hand combat. I like to, especially I can pass rush more. So when I get to hit the quarterback, I get to let you know I'm gonna keep hitting the quarterback for the rest of the game. But I'm starting to love linebacker a little bit more.
What type of workouts do you do on a regular to be such a polished player like you are, even through all this quarantine?
Yeah, right now we can't really work out, but I've been running levers. The lever really gets you right. It gets you win. The other day we ran from Reserve to Garrettville, and it wasn't a straight run. We took a couple breaks, but normally I do explosive, like up power clean, hang snatches. I get real explosive, so when I get off the line, I can be real explosive with my movements, especially with my hips. That's how I bend the corners and all that. I just use my hips more than I use my hands, honestly. If you watch my film, you can see I throw my hips out. Especially when I'm rounding the corner, I throw my hips out, and that's just explosive workouts.
For my last question is, what is your burning desire?
My burning desire is to go to the league. Not too many football players, come from the players, and I just want to put the players on the map.
So, how much work can the world expect you to put in to make it to the NFL? Or
As much as needed. I'm gonna work until I can't work anymore.
well, that's all the questions I have for you, Watson.
So, man, tell me about the historic West St. John. The defensive players that have came through there. Started in the late '60s with Antoine Edwards. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but Tyson Jackson, Ronnie Feast, those guys. Just tell us what it's like to be a part of a brotherhood of dominant defensive players.
West St. John's always been rich. In our football history, a bunch of the players come back and coach us. Coach Blake Comedy, he was a defensive player. Ronnie Feast still comes and he trains the linebackers. So what they've done, they teach us a little bit. Coach Blake and Coach Gennaro Anderson, they're the ones who really molded me. Coach Anderson, really my junior and sophomore year, I took a bunch of my moves from him watching his film, and they come back and they give back and they just make us better. We also have coaches like Coach Pat, forgot his last name, but he played running back. Pat Jackson, he played running back. He came back and groomed one of my best friends, Colin Dewey. He plays running back, and they just come back and they help us, and it was big. I was terrible. My rushing form and all that was terrible before Coach Anderson came, and he was like, "Come here, I'm gonna sit you down," critique me a lot. And then my senior year, when Coach Anderson couldn't really come, I sat down and watched Coach Blake's film when he was at UL and at other JUCOs, and I took a bunch of his moves. Even though I was hurt my senior year, he showed me some stuff that I could do, and even hurt, I still had 90 tackles and 15 plus sacks.
Yes.
Sure. So, man, take me back. First, could you describe what it's like, the rivalry between West St. John and St. James? And then also, I would like you to take me back to the play where y'all on the 1 yard line. I saw the tackle's hip disappeared. You slid down, filled the gap, spilled the block. And when you spilled the block, that closed the gap. The running back tried to bounce.
Yeah.
You pursued the running back, stripped him, and got the phone.
Yeah.
So just take me back to that and just
the rivalry with St. James goes back further than I know. My freshman year we played them, I really didn't understand the rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
My sophomore year we played them, I kind of got to understand it a little bit. And then we had a coach that came from my school, our old head coach, Coach Valdez. He went to St. James, and it's never a hate thing. When I see him, I show him love. We talk after the games, but when we in the game, it's like, I gotta show you. You shouldn't have left West St. John. Like, I gotta prove a point. Mm-hmm. And that play on the 1 yard line, believe it or not, I studied like 2 weeks for that play. Mm-hmm. I knew St. James had a mobile quarterback, and they like to run a lot of read option. So the week of the St. James game, me and Coach Blake, we worked on. He gonna take the running back from behind him. He gonna move him onto the side, and the tackle's gonna double down on our tackle, and the guards will come around. He was like, you can either do two things. You can spill a guard, or you could what's the word I'm looking for? You could
splatter?
Yeah, splatter the pulling guard. And when we got to the 1 yard line, all I could remember was when he moved the running back from behind him. I could just remember going through practice with this play, and 90% of the chance when they did it on film throughout all the years, that's what they ran. So when he snapped the ball and I didn't even get a chance to put my hands on the tackle. The tackle came down so fast, I just stood up and in my head it felt like I froze, but it's like time slowed down and I could see the guard coming. And when he handed the ball to the running back, when I spilled the tackle, I just first thing I saw was the ball. The ball was still being exchanged, so I punched at the ball. And when the ball hit the ground, I back crawl just jumped on top of it.
Right.
And I was like,
big time.
So from film study got us right.
From also watching your film, I see that you don't get reached. You do a very good job of keeping outside leverage. Could you just tell us for some of the young up and coming defensive ends? Because I played defensive end as well. What kind of drills do you do that help you with that?
Well, my coach says it's called a pass rush, and I choose to pass before I choose to run. But it's really the way I line up. I line up wide because I have long arms, so I already line up wide. So you have to actually work to get to me,
right?
And I get a chance to see the play develop. But Pretty much with the bags, and honestly using, because Blake would use tennis balls and big medicine balls and workout balls. And when you come out the stance, you just hit them. You hit them. You just get used to shooting your hands. And with me being long, I could shoot my hands at the beginning of the neck and your shoulder and have control of you. So I could look inside, look outside, and I have it.
Right. So what are some leading indicators, when you line it up that gives you an idea of what the offensive line, whether he's going to block down or he's going to try to reach you? What are some of the things that you look for in the tackle?
It comes from film study. Normally, without even doing a bunch of film study, how your feet are.
Right.
If you're flat foot, you're about to come in and block down. But if you're kind of on your toes, you're about to try to hurry and get back quick. But sometimes you can be on your toes and try to come at you. So it comes from film study. When we played Logan Sport, I noticed that was my favorite game to play. The lineman showed me a bunch of indicators, and he would pretty much kind of do it with his fingers. Okay. If he had his whole hand on the ground, he was coming at you for a run. If he had a couple fingers up, it could depend. He could either try to pull and go around, or he was trying to hurry and get back for pass. With me being a speed rusher, they put one of the biggest linemen on me for me to try to get around. But just with the indicators, I kind of knew what was already being done. Right,
and see those little things, by picking up on those little things, that's what separates the good from the great.
Yeah.
The great ones know, okay, he's leaning, you can see the white in his knuckles, he's going to try to strike me. Yeah. Whereas he's more light in his stance, he's trying to pass block. That's good. So, man, tell me about Dodge City Junior College. Man, just tell me what the junior college life is like and what kind of program are they running up there at
Dodge City has a good program. We're up and coming young. We had a lot of freshmen this year. JUCO is rough. You're kind of playing the best of the best. I was in the Jayhawk division, so we had everybody was D1 either rejects or trying to get to D1. So like Indy, when we played Indy had 2 6'3", 250 running backs. So and then we played a school in Iowa. Iowa had none but D1 receivers. Hutch had whole team was pretty much D1 rejects. I'm not gonna say rejects, but they didn't like it where they was at trying to get to another D1 school. Hutch had receivers that pretty much ran like 4.3s. They was 6'3", 6'4". So JUCO, it's good, but you gotta want to get out of JUCO.
Right.
You gotta want it. JUCO, it's not gonna come hard, cause with JUCO they kind of over recruit. So in my position, we had 10 linebackers, and coming in, I wasn't number 2 on the depth chart. But by week 1, I was number 2. I was number 1 until I re-injured my hip again, and I became number 2. But I still played a lot.
Definitely. So, you're getting ready to go to your Division I school. Just tell us some of the most important factors that you're looking for in a Division I school.
Coaches. I kind of look for my high school coaches and my college coaches, and then just the vibe on campus, and the team vibe. The team vibe isn't really what I'm looking for. I'm not going to choose the school. But coaches, I kind of want a coach that cares about me more than just a football player.
Definitely.
That's gonna look out for us, and the team wise, like I said, the vibe. If it ain't a brotherhood, I don't want to be a part of it. I need people I can depend on. When I'm doing bad in the game, I can lean on them and they could pull us through. That's just what I'm looking for.
So tell us, based off of your skill set, what scheme complements your skill set the most? Would you say?
When I'm at linebacker, a 3-man front, just because I could drop in the coverage more, and then I can still rush the edge. At DN, I hate the line up over a tackle, just because most tackles in college are my size, so I don't really have the length advantage.
Right.
So when I'm at DN, I need a 4-man front just so that when I line up, I could be a little bit more leverage. I can put those hands on you, and you really can't get to me. Because in high school, when we played, what team? When we played Donaldsonville, and then when we played Kenwood in the state championship, I had a lineman that was like 6'7". So for him, I wasn't grabbing for the big man. I was grabbing for the shoulders, knocking the hand down on the shoulders. So I need a 4-man front at the end just to give me the leverage.
Right, definitely. So would you say, sort of like how the Broncos use Von Miller, as in you can stand up and put your hands in the ground?
Yeah, I stood up a lot. Standing up, I like it, but I like it, but when I put my hand on the ground, I'm a little bit more explosive.
Right.
I can get lower with you, but when I stand up, everybody know I'm gonna get the quarterback.
Definitely. Yeah. So man, just tell us both your personal and your team goals for this next upcoming season.
My personal goal, my freshman year I didn't start in college but for one game, and it ate me up because I've always started. My 3 years of high school I started, middle school I started, so kind of ate me up inside. So my goal is to start and win some type of title. If I don't go to SEC school, if I go to Sun Belt school, just win a title for the school, and just ball out. That's all I could do.
Right. So I know you just mentioned SEC school. Man, just talk about what it would mean to you to be able to compete week in and week out, and what is considered, one of the best conferences in the United States.
Yeah, SEC. I had a couple offers SEC before I got injured. My goal is to get back and get my SEC offers again. I went to the Ole Miss camp. They loved it. I ran a 4.46 in the 40. Did some other things. They loved it. The Ole Miss camp was crazy because my coach didn't believe I could run a 4.46. He was like, "I'm gonna have to see you run this." Because when I went to LSU, I ran a low 4.5. I was like, "Man, I could get faster than my start was bad." So he brought me to the Ole Miss camp. When I ran it, he was like, "Oh, yeah, you did it." And I just want to, if I get back to SEC, that'll be pretty much my ultimate goal.
Right. So man, you mentioned a 4.4. So I take it as you can match up with tight ends.
Yeah.
In coverage.
Yeah.
And you see that tight ends today are freak of nature. You got your George Kittles, your Travis Kelce's, your Jimmy Grahams, and it's important to have somebody with size. Like you said, you 6'4" and can run with tight ends. Man, that's
I
great.
ran with in college. I ran with slot receivers a lot, pairing up and getting the running back coming out the flats and running wheel routes. Right. So I had to have speed to keep up with them. And I do a lot of speed workouts. The levy get your speed up too. When you're running on the levy, and when you're running with the receivers and the running backs and the tight ends, you got to be in shape.
Definitely.
Practice for first, fall. We have like a fall camp, and I think all I got for like 2-3 days straight was wheel routes out the backfield, and that ain't. You got to be in shape.
Definitely, you have to. Because offense dictates the pace.
Yeah.
No matter how much us defensive players want to dictate the pace, the offense dictates the pace.
Our offense ran no huddles, so it was tough. Yeah, it was fast paced. So you got to get them down before they convert.
Definitely. So man, can you tell us your social media platforms where we can follow you?
All right, you can find me on Twitter at Jonathan Porter, JONATHAN PORTER. My Instagram is TheReal15 because I wear number 15, DA Real 15, and Facebook Jonathan Porter.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes episode 28 of Diamond in the Rough Sports Talk. Thank you.